It's Kayla with For the Love of Kayla. I am here and I am back with another video. We are reviewing Love Island episode 32. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get into it. So, I'm going to get into a few of the things that stood out for me in this episode. I'm not going to do very much like bit by bit by bit, but I am going to do some of the things that stood out. So, jumping in, we have Taylor talking about how he is thinking about closing things off with Clarke. You can see this love brewing. I've been saying this, especially in the last review, so make sure you check that out. Where I think I'm the first one to say, who knows, but he loves her. I think he is absolutely in love with Clarke, and you can see it. You can see it bubbling on his skin, and you can just see how excited he is to really make this relationship move forward. When I see Chris and Huda, you can just see the aftermath of what happened from the recoupling. And I don't know, the thing with Chris and Huda, it's like she's trying to pull things out of him to say, and he's just like, no, I'm just chilling. But I think later in the episode, he starts to discover, you know what? I can't be avoidant or dismissive when I know that things are really bothering me. Which I'm like, okay, emotionally aware that this is probably not the best way for me to move within this dynamic, but I don't agree with how Huda talks to people or over talks Chris, because you see a little bit further, like every time he's trying to explain himself, she's like cutting him off, or it's like he can't get a word in. You also see the aftermath of Amaya and Brian. Well, you actually see them engage in their connection during the hideaway. Seems like they really enjoyed themselves. I was cracking up because I'm sure Brian was exhausted, because Amaya, her energy is like at a 10. Seems like 10 all the time. But I really loved seeing her this episode develop, being able to have dialogue with Chris and give Chris advice. And you'll hear that a little bit later in my review. But they woke up the next morning, her hair all torn up. She had the cute little bangs in the front with a little bun. She woke up that next morning, that thing was all the way over here, child. But she asked him, how do you feel? And he's like, I'm tired. She just cracking up like, I know you're tired. And it's like, Amaya, your energy, it could be a lot. It could be a lot for Brian. So Brian, I'm like, it's only a matter of time you could hold up this facade, because I still don't believe it. A little bit of it was cringe for me. I don't believe in it. I don't even see, only connection they actually have is that a little bit of the backgrounds are similar. They can connect in that regard, and physically. It's giving microwave romance. Next day, next morning, you see them come out from the villa, from the hideaway, and you see Amaya and Brian have this afterglow, right? They're looking at Amaya like, girl, you got a glow, girl. Mm-mm-mm. Tell us what happened. Spill the tea. And she's spilling the tea. You know what I'm saying? He's spilling the tea. I love how she was like, we went on a journey. Larry, she was like, how many times? How many times? Twice. Went on a journey twice. And she was like, so in a minute, like, did y'all take a break? She's like, back to back. Anyways, save the details, because Kayla don't want it. I can have it. Spare me, please. Now that the day has arrived, the guys are given a text. This text says, fellas, I'm paraphrasing, but they get the opportunity to go play basketball away from the villa, have a guy's day. I thought that was cute. They definitely do get to capitalize off the fact that Chris is a baller, Pepe is a baller. Both of them are saying they're professional, whatever, but I'm pretty sure they just have had careers for sure overseas outside of college. So that was really cool to see. They always make me laugh. They make me cackle. I would love to see them in their own spinoff, because the brotherhood is definitely, I could watch an hour of them goofing around, dunking on each other. Oh, my back hurt. Oh, that's a foul. Oh, you traveling. Like, I could sit and watch them all day long and with popcorn and have a key. Okay. First off, really nice eye candy. Can we just say the men look good? Can we say that? Can we give them that? They look good. Great eye candy, funny entertainment. I love watching them. Towards the end of them playing basketball, Chris's team, which had Nick and Taylor, they won against Pepe, Brian, and Ace. So that's the verdict when it came to that. But just seeing them play around, sweat, and really try to give it their all was priceless to watch. Towards the end of the game, the guys all debrief about their ladies and how all of them are, well, Ace opens up the conversation by saying he just can't wait to get back to the villa because he's still on a high, on a cloud nine from last night and the beautiful date that Shelly planned for him, which was absolutely adorable. All the men are breaking down individually of their ladies, right? What they love about their women, what they miss about their women, what they really cherish about the relationship. Taylor opens up to the fellas and he's like, you know what, guys? It's almost as if he's about to propose, but he just opens up with the guys like, look, I really want to be exclusive with Clarke, and I want to ask her tonight. And I'm like, oh. And he's telling him what his plan is, how he wants to do it. He knows that when a man can really dive in and study you and knows what you like and wants to make you happy and chooses to ask you to be exclusive in a way that is really special to who you are, the guys are down. The guys are excited to help Taylor out with this plan. Like, what can we do? How can we help you? Like, let's go. He wants to spell her name out, Clarke, the whole thing with the dudes' bodies and create the cheer. It's just phenomenal. And we do see that later on in the episode. The women back at the villa, they're playing Would You Rather. And it's funny, like, they're all hot, beautiful women just cackling, kikiing, and coming up with these funny scenarios that helps them kill time until the guys get back. The guys come back, they all limping like, baby, I need a hug, I need a Band-Aid, oh, I need some Bengay. They talking about we old. I'm just, they're so dramatic, but I love it. It's funny to watch. For me, I'm cracking up. I'm a goofball, and I love love, so perfect combination. I do remember Nick, actually, I want to talk about Nick saying how special his connection is with Orlandria and how he mentions, he, in the meantime, for whatever time they have left, his goal is to honestly cherish Orlandria and to really just be there for her, right? What did I put in my notes? I put, yes, he wants to take care of her in the meantime. I was on Instagram and saw this incredible side-by-side breakdown meme of like when Sierra and him are sitting down in the soul ties, and then when he's sitting in the soul ties with Delandria, he's like, my queen, very chivalrous and able to just really treat her like a queen. I don't know if it's an energy thing. Maybe Orlandria just exudes this energy of like a man being like, for you, like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is exactly. I can't really put my finger on it right now, but for some reason Nick is respects her. There's a lot of feedback, this is fake and this is I've already said my sentiments in previous reviews, so y'all can watch that, but I don't see anything wrong with this. I think that they should have fun. Orlandria should open up. I think this is teaching Orlandria to let her guard down and trust the process, have fun, and not take life so seriously, because life is already extremely serious. We already have a lot of things thrown our way to try to throw us off our track, but Nick and her are brought in this dynamic for a reason, so they should definitely embrace it for what it is. I've seen little posts also on Instagram of her sharing one of her necklaces with him, and he even dresses different. Like, who cares? Who cares? Y'all care too much. And I said that before. Like, I feel like y'all really be caring way too much. This is about chemistry, fun, lightheartedness. And if things progress, cool. If things don't, then you get kicked off the villa, which we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, Huda talks about how she feels like Chris is perfect and she doesn't want to F it up. I don't believe that. I wish Chris spoke up sooner so that he can get out of there. This is not a safe dynamic. I do not endorse this relationship. I don't endorse this connection at all. I hope he gets out of there before he gets hurt or before something happens, because I think she's a ticking time bomb and she's someone that you need to stay away from, because she needs to do a lot more work on herself. And Chris, you need to be able to discern this is probably a red flag and I should not entertain it. Watch my last videos. I said what I said, and I'm actually going to spend no time on this dynamic because I ain't going to do it. Only thing I liked was Amaya making him not think he's delusional for thinking what he thinks. I don't think that he's a secret at all. I think maybe there's a little bit of an inkling of her not trying to repeat the same mistakes, but also I think that she's not trying to do too much because she still feels a way about the Shelly situation. That's a little bit of my sentiment, my theory about that. But outside of that, I am going to choose to probably not talk about Huda and Chris because I don't believe in it. I don't even think it's a thing. I don't. Unpopular opinion. Don't care. Okay, so we get to everyone. It's nighttime. We're eventually going to get to the part where we have to eliminate at least one couple from the villa, and this is all predicated from the results of America. Before we do that, Taylor's like, I want to propose a toast. As Taylor chooses to propose a toast, which I found to be pretty ironic considering how the ending of this goes, right? Before I get to the ending, before he did his toast, actually, he got the guys so that they could rehearse 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. And as they do this, it's finally now they do the toast. Taylor does his toast. And before he finishes, hey, 5, 6, 7, 8, they walk over and spell Clarke, T, you and me. Taylor has 2 loofahs, one pink, one black. I'm like, ah, those are his pom-poms. Oh, too cute. And he's doing this cheer, and Clarke is just in awe. He runs to her and says, Clarke, you know, this experience has been amazing, the journey. I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else but you. And then the camera, I don't know who is in charge of these angles. You see Alandria smack dead in the middle. This is Clarke, this is Taylor. He's just like, you know, I just couldn't do this for anybody else but you. Clarke is like, oh. And I'm Alandria. Like, imagine I'm Alandria. And they're just like, she's just like, giving face, honey. Giving face, but still it's just like the camera angle. I don't know who set this up, but I need to speak with the camera guy. Can I talk to you for a second? She says yes. He asks her, can we be exclusive? I want to be exclusive with you. She says yes. It's like a proposal, you guys, but one that they will never forget and they will remember it for eternity. For eternity. Right? As that dies down, Nick asks, you know, so Andrea, how do you feel like about that? And she's like, you know, no, I'm happy for them. I told them that I'm happy for them and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. She also was mentioning like, yeah, like I knew like even when he would talk about like our relationship, like I was like, it would be long distance. He is going to veterinary school for 3 years. Like I just knew like it would just be too much. I'm like, oh, so now what Taylor would be doing, it would be considered doing too much. Okay. Each couple receives a text. They are told to either stand or sit down. When they receive this text, that means that they are safe. The first couple that is saved in no quote unquote particular order is Ace and Shelly. Ooh. The next one I want to say was either Chris and Huda or Iris and Pepe, and I was extremely surprised. I said, excuse me? Rounding off, right? Because Amaya and Brian sat down. And then we now have Taylor, Clarke, Alandria, and Nick, which is like so ironic. Those 2 couples come to the front, boom. And we get to decide, all right, who was voted the lowest out of best couples. I think Alandria and Nick being the lowest makes the most sense because it was the most sudden, right? No one... it was just so last minute, but luckily I don't know what the Love Island Cosmos are doing, but for some reason it worked out in Nick and Alandria's favor because they were saved tonight. What? Yes, they were saved. And unfortunately, Taylor and Clarke were told to leave the villa. You know, you have 30 minutes. They were told that they have 30 minutes. I was sad, but this is why I was sad, okay? The reason why I was sad is because we finally found love in a hopeless place. We found love at Love Island, and it was snatched. I'm like, well, there goes the plot. The plot has taken off. It is gone. So yeah, that is episode 32. I'm gonna need you. You right there? Yep. I'm gonna need you to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get these subscribers up, okay? I'm coming out with the consistency. Am I being consistent? I'm being consistent. Let me take a sip of my vitamin water. Endorsement. But no, this has been so fun, and thank you so much for listening. I will be back with the next one. Wednesday is our hump day. This will be uploaded immediately so that you can watch, enjoy, milk, share, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back Thursday. Thursday we come back. So we have Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Y'all got 3 more reviews out of me. Oh, for Love Island. I'm just grateful for the consistency. I'm grateful that you are here listening to me. So I appreciate your time. I'll see you soon. Bye.
It could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.